Hey yo, welcome back everyone, and are you ready for round 2 of the Battle of the Gens?
I can't hear you!
No, for real, I can't hear you. You're just cheering at a monitor, weirdos. This time we're using my favorite generation, Gen 2, Johto, the gold and silver medalist, and the crystal medalist. But look, Johto's big. It introduced a lot of kids to the Pidgeys and the Beedrills, or more appropriately, the whatever the heck you're trying to breed in the Dittos, which led to these babies. Literally. Or as I like to call them, the terrible first season you have to suffer through until you get to the good part. Much like this intro. Gen 2 also introduced the friendship mechanic, which much like in real life, is more hassle than it's worth. It also gave us one of the best gimmick Pokemon ever. No, not that one. This one. Who much like every other painter you've heard of, is extremely overrated. But we still love him, it's okay. But you know what else it introduced? This Mega Man looking boss of a Pokemon that has spawned multiple of the same comment on my Gen 1 video. You're outing yourselves. You skip the intro, and it shows. And spoiler alert, it's gonna happen in this video too. But without further ado, I want you to smash that like button, commit to that subscribe button, praise the like and sub, and...
Let's get ready to rumble!
This took me 37 attempts. And I don't mean like 37 retries, I mean like 37 hard resets because I could not progress. To put it into perspective, Gen 1 took 1 attempt, 1 run, 1 solid run through. I'm doing Gen 3 right now, I'm on my 2nd run through, just hit level 160, no problems. 37 attempts, Gen 2 sucks. But anyways, let's get started. So going into this first rival battle with Ivy, you're going to get kind of a good idea of how this run's going to go. And it's going to be rough. So we kind of start off with the Cyndaquil here, and we're trying to get the little like smoke screen hacks because I don't know if you noticed, but my party is kind of already half dead. So we go into Totodile, and you're going to notice here I already have Dragon Dance, which is how I knew this was going to be the run that I actually was able to do, or I was going to make it be. Because getting Dragon Dance as early as I did was really big. Didn't really help me here, but you know. And so just like that, we die with the Hoot Hoot having like 1 health left. So we're going to get that retry thrown up. And minor spoiler alert, that number's going to get a lot higher later on. It actually goes pretty smoothly for a little while, but later it's going to get up there. So I was kind of trying to think this through. I was kind of in a bad position starting off with the Chikorita, but we do get lucky with the smoke screens this time. We're able to get a couple off and get switched into the Totodile. And we're able to pull off the Dragon Dance, which is probably risky. It wasn't really necessary, but I was pretty sure I wouldn't outspeed here. And so we are going to pick up Razor Leaf on Chikorita, which won't be too much help against a Hoot Hoot, but you know. So we go for the other Dragon Dance, and I don't know why I really did that, but I was able to get some good damage off, and we finish off the Hoot Hoot here. So Ivy's finally out of the way. And just like that, we hatch another Chikorita just to rub it in my face that I didn't have those IVs for this one. But Chikorita does end up evolving into Bayleaf here. So, and believe it or not, I don't get to show everything in these runs, despite how long this video is. But Mega Neum actually puts in a lot of work during this run, which is surprising considering how much people always rag on it for being useless. And speaking of being useless, I'm not even going to mention the Gym Leader Krez battle, other than just this. It was just a wash. Get it? Because he's a water type trainer. And we're going to catch this Hoppip right here, who's going to be super important moving forward, and I would never lie to you about that. So going into the second Ivy battle, we do get, you know, a little bit of tactics going on here and able to get the smoke screen off, having Cyndaquil out first, but Totodile can just not catch a break, doesn't get the miss here. So, you know, old Bayleaf coming over here and just manages to get the flinch and the miss and another flinch and then another flinch and is just cleaning up in this battle and takes out the Hoot Hoot. We do get Cyndaquil finally evolving over here, so maybe Quilava will be remotely useful. Probably not. It's not. Spoiler alert again. Typhlosion was surprisingly pretty useless almost his entire run. But, you know, Bayleaf just continues to use that little foot energy and just comes in here and just cleans up the entire team. More like Bayleaf, am I right? I'll just pause for booing here. So Hoppip evolves into Skiploom here, and honestly, I can't even pretend to care. And we end up immediately catching an Ariados, which I also don't care about. For Alligator's name looks like it was spelled by someone with a vowel limit. I might as well go ahead and make my first huge mistake here, and not take Leech Seed on the Bayleaf, because, you know, that's just what I do. And I make another huge mistake here by still having Skiploom on my team, who has the audacity to evolve as if he's actually done something to deserve it. And I'm going to catch this Golbat here because despite my hatred for friendship, I do love Crobat. And I know some of you know exactly where this Teddiursa is going, and you're already typing up your angry comments. I can just feel it. I'm also going to go ahead and make my best decision this entire run and get rid of Jumpluff. Coming into our battle with Roxanne, Feraligatr is going to prove to Meteor that he's the star of the show by doing a little break dance and then finding out how many bites it takes to get to the center of the Meteor. 2. Meanwhile, Bayleef's going to get a major upgrade here by just growing a little bit taller, and Teddiursa is going to take one step closer to driving up the algorithm. And Roxanne's going to send out Golem here, who is not going to be a problem for us at all, although we do hang on by the teeth of our skin. But however, Probopass is ironically not going to let us pass. So we're going to go through out Quilava here, and I'm not really sure what I was trying to accomplish here, but it wasn't that. So we're going to have to go ahead and just use Meganium and go and just show y'all why this Land Before Time looking plant is the secret star of the show. It's just going to keep on getting better from here. So this Slowpoke is going to be big, because if we can get Slowking, it's... Okay, I misclicked. Alright, moving on. So Quilava's going to turn up the heat and evolve into Typhlosion while he begs me to stop sacrificing him. I won't. Moving into the third rival battle, we're just going to keep up our habit of having the wrong Pokemon out. That's no problem, because we're just going to switch into Feraligatr here, and take a little hit, get off a free Dragon Dance, and then remember, hey, I do like candied apples. So Ivy's going to throw out Alumanamanamana here, and so we're just going to pull off another Dragon Dance, eat the waterfall like it's nothing, and then just drop a couple crunches and it's over. And next up is going to be Noctowl, who is not a problem for Ice Fang. And Emboar's going to come out of hiding, and so we're just going to spit in his face a couple of times, and that's pretty much that. So now the Ivy battle's out of the way, and as I grab this peat block right here, I want everyone to go down to the comment section right now, and let me know that Ursaluna is not Gen 2. We all know he's Gen 3. I'm also going to catch this Weavile, because Sneasel is Gen 2, and Weavile is also Gen 2, I've just decided. And we're going to start our fourth rival battle with Typhlosion out here, and I'm not going to sacrifice him this time. I'm going to go ahead and just switch into this Golbat, who has still not evolved. So I'm just going to leave him out here and let him get punished for his lack of friendship. But Ivy's going to switch out because we did manage to confuse the Emboar there, and surprisingly this Golbat is just hanging on somehow. I'm not really sure how this is going as well as it did. But we're going to go and switch into our Gen 2 Ursaluna. And we're going to go for Covet here and kind of just knock the crap out of this Noctowl. And just do it again. And then Noctowl's going to run away. So I did misclick here. I meant to go for the play rough. And then when I finally decided to do it here the correct way, it was just a little too late. So Ursaluna went down. So I ended up throwing out Feraligatr here. And I really expected the switch, which I did not get because I'm very stupid. So we try for the Weavile. And that doesn't go as bad as I thought it would, but he still ends up getting dropped. So we're going to switch back into Typhlosion. We've got to let him get sacrificed again, because I was really scared to put Meganium out against Emboar. But we do manage to actually just start cleaning up the rest of the team here. I mean, Meganium just continues to shine, I think, pretty much every Ivy battle so far. So we're just going to keep Giga Draining pretty much everything. And so we're going to get back to Emboar. We do actually outspeed, and we're going to Giga Drain that too. And then Tyranitar comes out, which is just going to be another Giga Drain. And then here we got Alumanamanamana is going to come out, and we're just going to Giga Drain up to get some more health going into the next battle, because it's pretty much just over at this point. And I don't really know why I hesitated there. I think I was considering whether or not I should count this as a loss, because I didn't know if I'd be able to get through the rest of it, half my party being dead. So here we're going to catch this Gen 5 Skarmory to replace Golbat, because I'm really getting tired of her just not returning my friendship. But that new relationship doesn't last for long, because we do immediately catch this Kingdra to just replace Skarmory with, because Kingdra's better. So starting here with Rival Fivel, I'm going to kind of just start editing out a lot of the losses, because it's going to be like a 4-hour video if I leave all of them in, because it gets really rough from here on. And also, I might not 100% narrate all the fights. I'm going to kind of just rant for some of them, because unlike the first video, I can't really just sweep through things with Gyarados this time. This team is just struggling through every battle. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and throw 3 more retries up on the board while we continue this winning run against Ivy. So I believe we're already at 4. I'm not actually looking at the count while I'm doing this, so I think we're at 4 retries. But yeah, so we go for the Ice Fang here, and obviously we don't outspeed, and Alligator goes down. So Weavile's going to come in, and pretty sure we could get some damage in, but then we could not, and we just lose. But now the Rayquaza is at least confused. So hopefully we can get in there and do something, but then of course Rayquaza runs away, because like we learned in the Gen 1 run, Rayquaza's kind of a little punk. So Amanamanamana comes back out, and we're going to switch into Meganium and just go ahead and put an end to that. But then of course that runs away too, because Ivy just switches constantly and seems to just have a counter for everything that I have. So, I mean, Gen 2 is not completely terrible, and just like that was a lie, so was the fact that that was the winning run. See, you gotta stay on your toes, because I will lie to you. So, future me, go ahead and slap a big old number 5 up there for the retries, and then we're gonna keep on going with this run, which I promise is definitely the winning run. So, with Ursaluna, we could go for high horsepower, but I'm pretty sure Ivy's just gonna switch, so we just go for Covet. Trying to predict the switch and see if we can get some stealing going on, but of course we fail both times. But we do manage to knock out the Noctowl, so that's kind of nice. We go for Play Rough here knowing that Ursaluna is going to die, and we go ahead and just switch into the Alligator, and kind of can predict the switch at this point in the game. So we get out the free Dragon Dance, Ice Fang the Flapple like usual, and then Rayquaza comes back out for some reason, and we get a Clutch Freeze right here, which lets us get a little flinch off and the freeze, you know, at the same time, because why not? And then Amanamanamana comes back out, and we're just going to Aqua Tail and then Crunch to do a little Nom Nom on the Amanam. And it's kind of just a little bit of a back and forth here, but we managed to take it out. We don't really have a really good hit for it. And then Tyranitar, it's just going to be a real easy Aqua Tail, and then I was afraid I'd miss, so I go for Crunch on the second one. And then with Emboar, we do manage to get the Aqua Tail off, and so we just kind of sweep that one out of the way, and Ivy is gone. So, believe it or not, but Crasher Wake's actually going to give us 3 more retries because of that Tentacruel. It's really the only counter he has. Well, I guess that and Gyarados for Meganium. But this time we're able to get Alligator to take out the Tentacruel. And then right afterwards, we can kind of just wipe out the Gyarados. We've got the 2 Dragon Dances off on the Politoed. So we've gotten rid of all the threats that Meganium has. So he's able to come back out here and pretty much try to take the Floatzel out, which he does end up switching out right here. And so we're going to have to kind of deal with the Empoleon, which isn't too big of a deal. We're able to get some pretty decent damage off and take him out before he's able to finish us off, and we're able to heal a little bit more off that. And so we go with the Petal Dance here, hoping to take out the Dreadnought and then be able to finish off the Floatzel and be done with it, but he's able to, you know, heal back up, so Meganium does get taken out in the end. And I guess I just kind of wanted to have Typhlosion do something. I'm not really sure why I put him out instead of just going into Kingdra. But either way, we're able to get the Floatzel taken care of. And so that's it for Crasher Wake. He woke up and chose violence, and he paid for it. So we are going to catch this Clawitzer right here because I like making y'all mad. But I'm just kidding. I'm just going to catch it for the Pokedex. I'm not that crazy. For our first Elite Four battle, we have Aaron. And it goes surprisingly well. I'm just going to Dragon Dance up with the Alligator and then Waterfall the Pinsir, Waterfall the Drapion, Waterfall him again. And I'm kind of having like Gyarados flashbacks at this point, the whole Waterfall. And I'm sorry, I used up all of my Waterfall jokes on that video. So we do end up taking out the Cleavor and then Vespiquen, just going to Waterfall that too. And we do go for the Crunch just because we're trying to save the PP on the Waterfall. But I do switch out on the Heracross because every time I've battled Aaron before, his first impression always screws me up. And so yeah, we let Kingdra just die to that. And then I go back into Alligator thinking that I would outspeed him, but not even close. I don't know why I thought that would work. And so the battle actually gets a little bit more complicated here because I couldn't sweep it as well as I wanted to. But we do have Weavile come out and we go for the Night Slash, which almost takes out the Scizor, and then he just heals right back up. And so we're going to use Typhlosion for the first time that he's actually put in any real work in this battle, or in this run, I guess. And he's able to eat that hit and kind of just struggling along with the overheat. But of course he falls in love with the Heracross, so we kind of have a problem there. Heracross just out here looking hot and stuff, can't nobody do anything about it. And so, of course, Meganium's got to come in, and Scizor is still kind of a problem. And so I kind of hesitated here with Ursaluna. I wasn't really sure what to go with. I actually cut out the part there I was doing some Googling to try and see base stats. But Ursaluna is able to take him out, or her out. And then the Heracross is still holding on. And we get to the last 1v1 with the Heracross with like no health, and we're able to take it out, and then it just revives. And I was so mad at this point, because I just really wanted this to be a first time win, and it was getting so close at this. And I'm trying to go for like Giga Drain. Meganium's just falling in love with Heracross too, because apparently everyone just thinks it's a Ditto or something. They're all just trying to bang. And you remember at the beginning of this battle when I said that it actually goes surprisingly well? I was lying. It does not go well. It is extremely tough for us, but we managed to pull the win out anyways. So I am going to cut the Bertha fight short here. There's nothing to see. Meganium just continues to be a boss and sweeps the whole team. And the Flint fight is actually equally as boring. We just sweep it with Fraligator. However, the Lucian fight does go very badly. We have a really hard time here. And so I was trying to go through and just crunch with Fraligator, and as you can see, it kind of appears to be working pretty well. We do go for the Waterfall and the Gallade since we do get the Torrent boost, and then for Alakazam we go for Crunch, but I think anything would have just taken it out. And for the Mr. Mime and the Bronzong, the Waterfalls just keep coming, just like your hatred for me when I lied to you until your battles go badly, and then they don't. And so now we're coming up on the champion battle, which again is Cynthia just picking on the early generations again. I don't really know what her problem is with us. But it's kind of funny considering how, tough of a fight this was for the Gen 1. And however, as badly as Gen 2 has been doing, this battle is super easy, barely an inconvenience. Like, our Gen 8 Weavile is just putting in work, just knocking everything out. Now we're taking out the Melodic with them, and I mean, I really did not foresee this battle going this well at all. Which, I mean, right now, it could still have gone either way. But we do manage to almost take out the Garchomp as well. And so we're kind of down to like our two 20th string players, the Kingdra and the Ursaluna, that really haven't done a whole lot. But we've still got Meganium sitting back in the wings, and so I'm feeling pretty confident because usually when Meganium comes out I just win. It's really kind of weird. But we do have the Ursaluna almost being taken out here, and I decided to just go ahead and go for the sacrifice. And so I go for the Covet, just let Ursaluna get knocked out. And then Kingdra's going to come in, survive the 1,000 waves, and just take out the Garchomp with Dragon Pulse. And that's the battle. We didn't even have to use Meganium. So for the final rival battle, it kind of just goes super well. We're just going to hit the Dragon Dance, predicting the switch again. You get another Ice Fang off on the Flapple and take it out. And so I didn't want to try to risk it for the freeze on the Rayquaza again. So I just let Typhlosion do what he's here for, which is to be sacrificed so I can get a free switch into Weavile. And so with Weavile, we are going to go for our triple axle and get a little bit of damage off before he gets taken out with the Outrage. And then Ursaluna is going to come in, hit the Play Rough, and kind of just take advantage of the confusion going on right now. And so Rayquaza is going to heal up, of course. And so go back into the Kingdra, do a little Dragon Pulse here, and we almost got the Rayquaza, but of course it just switches out into the Alamanomina because Rayquaza is the punk that we know it is. But we're able to tank the Alamanomina's hits, and it runs away too, so now we just have Noctowl to deal with, which for some reason became the boss here with 3 health, which was kind of weird. And so we're still able to come in and just, Fraligator makes quick work of it with a couple waterfalls. And we do get a lucky miss, but I don't think it mattered. And then the Almanomino comes back out. And we actually get off the free Dragon Dance right there, and then we heal up with our berries. And so we're just kind of hitting them with the waterfalls and the crunches. I wasn't really sure what would do more damage, and it didn't really seem to matter too much. And so we finally have Rayquaza out for the last time, take him out with an easy crunch. And then Tyranitar comes out, and it's just going to be a real quick waterfall, and then that should be game. Oh, nope, still had Inbor. Okay, well, alright, another waterfall. So Ivy is officially donezo, and we are moving on to the final battle. So I will go ahead and preface this with a flash warning. There might be, it's gonna be going at about 20 times speed coming up, because I'm going to zoom through these first 6 losses that I have. If you want to slow the video down and watch them, they're going to be here pretty much in their entirety, I believe. I don't think I edited too much out, but I didn't think you wanted to sit here and watch me lose 6 times in a row against this guy. But I did leave the footage in here just so you could see how much of a struggle it actually was, and that I wasn't just making up how tough of a time that I had. And I think I tried to be as optimal as I could, but there was only so much I could do here, and so I was kind of just testing out different things. But anyways, once this footage gets through, we're going to move on into the actual winning battle. So I'm just going to let it play out for a little bit, let you listen to some music, and then I'll come back whenever the game matters again. And so we're finally coming back into the winning run, and so we're just going to update those retries to a big ol' 14. And so Kingdra's going to come in, we get that lucky miss, and so we're going to switch over to Meganium because I don't think I can actually survive if it does hit me. And Meganium's going to be able to get off a play rough and kind of bring it down a little bit, but it does fall to the Sludge Bomb, so unfortunately he does go out pretty early in this battle. But our Gen 7 Weavile is going to manage to carry us into the final form here. At this point, it's basically just a battle of attrition to try and just chip his health down as quickly as we can and hope that we don't get wiped too easily. I mean, I guess that's kind of just the goal of every battle against Eternatus. But we do have the lucky thing going that we don't have a whole lot of held items. We didn't really find a whole lot of good stuff during this run. And so he doesn't have much to steal from us and can't really continue to heal up. Like, that gave us a lot of issues in our Gen 1 run, and basically every other battle I've ever had with him, he almost always steals the leftovers from me because I don't think to transfer it to something I'm not going to use. But this time, we managed to just kind of go through pretty easily. We're going to throw Ursaluna back out, and him and Feraligatr are just going to keep doing little chip damage on him. We do go for the Covet here, just because I thought it would be funny if I could steal the Black Hole at the end. I'm not actually sure if you can. I've never managed to do it, but I've tried. But we do get the win here on our 7th attempt against Eternatus. And so, overall, pretty terrible run. I still love Gen 2, but it just did not go that great for me. I got really bad luck in the early game of catching stuff, and then the natures I got were terrible. But still not as bad as I expected it to be, and probably not as bad as you expected it to be, considering how much I complained about it during the run. Anyways, that was it, our Gen 2 run of the Battle of the Gens. I finally managed to do it. This was a very rough time for me. But if you guys are enjoying the content, please show your support with a like and a subscribe, and drop a comment down below letting me know all the Pokemon that I used in this run that I shouldn't have been allowed to use. Anyways, we'll catch you next time. I'm almost done recording the Gen 3 run, and it should be up sometime next week. So, later.